Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. Okay, today I have a very interesting topic for you. Now, this topic is an opinion. In fact, it's not even an opinion. I would like to discuss this with you. So, I will put up my point and I would really like you to form your own decision and write back to me as to what do you think about this. ठीक है ना? So, let's start with this. In our legal justice system, what is more important? Is a court more important or is a judge more important? Is a court more important or a judge? Let's talk about this. Let's get right into the show. Okay, what a layperson, what we would like to believe is law per se is a book. It's a body of laws that a person called judge sits and goes through. He understands that book and that body of law very well and he passes judgments based on that book. So the most important thing, therefore, according to a lot of us, is the book, the law book. That's the most important thing. Based on CRPC, Constitution, is where a judgment is passed. ठीक है? Now, does it actually happen like this? Is it that we all follow a book and based on that book is how a judgment is passed, a verdict is given? Is that true? Now, for instance, let's take one example. On May 11th, the Delhi High Court delivered a split verdict where one of the judges favoring striking down of exception in the law that grants protection to husband from being prosecuted for non-consensual sex intercourse with their wives, and others refused hold it unconstitutional. So, sexual intercourse, forced sexual intercourse with wife, one judge was okay. He says, fair enough, it cannot be seen as rape. The other judge said, no, it has to be seen as rape. Two judges, two different verdicts. There was a split verdict. Both judges following the same law book. Same thing happened with Sabarimala. If you remember the Sabarimala case, September 29th, 2018, a five-judge bench of Supreme Court delivered its verdict on Sabarimala. Entry for women in Sabarimala. This was on 28th September, like I said, and everybody was for giving women entry except for one judge, that is Indu Malhotra. Indu Malhotra believed that the court should not be interfering in a social and religious matter. So, five judges, one believed otherwise, four believed differently. So, end of the day, I ask this question again. Does the court deliver a justice based on a book or a judge delivers justice based on his feeling, his ideology and his interpretation, his or her interpretation of the book? If that is the case, then the whole thing changes. The whole thing changes because finally, you have to pray to God very hard as to find a judge who sympathizes with your situation. That's the first thing. A judge with a different ideology will give different verdict for a particular case than a judge with a different ideology. So, end of the day, where does the law book and the constitution go? If judges can take decisions, judges can make decisions based on their personal feelings and their personal ideologies, then where does the constitution and the book and what you call a CRPC or the book of law, where does it all go? The Indian Penal Code has no relevance then, would it? Or it's used to interpret. It is used as a tool to interpret what you feel. That's the question I want to ask tonight. And what is happening is, especially in the last 10 years, we've been seeing judgments, some of them absolutely radically different to each other. And the prominence has been given to judge who is judging it. Media, people talk about this judge will probably give this judgment, but that judge would probably give a different judgment. This court will probably give X judgment. that court, because that judge believes in something else, would give another judgment. So somewhere down the line, judgment is now based on individuals. Now, how fair is that? So if judgment is based on individual, then my next question, then the most powerful person would be the Chief Justice of India and the Chief Justice of every High Court, isn't he? Because he is the one who decides which judge will judge which case. He or she is the one who decides. And if he or she is the one who decides, then he or she can decide that which judge would give what kind of judgment to what kind of case. Which means that this entire legal justice system can be controlled in some form. Can't it be? And if this entire legal justice system can be controlled, then if the people who controls this legal justice system, if they are controlled, then this entire system called justice can be controlled. Sounds scary, doesn't it? But is it really happening? Is it really happening? Well, this is something that I want you to think. I want you to research. I want you to write back to me. Is it really happening? Well, I'll give you some examples. Okay, some examples as to how personal ideologies, personal beliefs affects judgment and affects cases. I want to talk about a few judgments made by the justice in Kerala High Court, wherein one judge said that, while granting a bail to a perpetrator, said that the act, that is prevention of atrocities to scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, the act would prima facie stand against the accused, as it is highly unbelievable that he will touch the body of the victim fully knowing that she is the member of scheduled caste. In a second case, the court has observed that the offence of sexual harassment could not stand when the woman is wearing sexually provocative dresses. In order to attract section 354A, that is sexual harassment, there must be a physical contact and an advance involving unwelcome and explicit sexual overtures. There must be a demand of request for sexual favors. There must be sexually colored remarks, so on and so forth. This judge says that if the lady is wearing, revealing clothes and all, Baba, then it is not sexual harassment. Oh, sexual harassment nahi hai. So now the judge decides what the lady would be wearing. So the reason I say that this Chief Justice, Mr. U. Lalit, should deliberate on this point, think about this point, is because in the short period, this justice has proved that he is here to do work more than to talk about it. So he has acted more than he gave statements. So something that one should really appreciate. I'll give you some figures. In the last 2 weeks, he has listed 16,875 cases and cleared almost 3,797 cases. It's a record of sorts. So I tell you, this judge has been one person who has gone out and acted. I'm really hopeful that Justice U. Lalit should consider pondering on this as to, should a judge be more powerful, or should a judge be more important in the justice process than the court itself? That's my topic for tonight, and till I see you next time, that's on Saturday at 10. Namaskar.